caught my girlfriend flirting with someone after she forgot to hang up. So I dumped her on the spot. I'm 27. I was on my lunch break at work when I decided to call my girlfriend, Mia. We've been dating for about 2 years, living in a small apartment downtown. She usually texted me throughout the day, so it felt odd that she'd gone quiet. I dialed her number, half expecting her to pick up breathlessly, complaining about a hectic schedule. Instead, Mia answered in a hushed voice, "Hey, I'm busy. Can I call you later?" Then she hung up, or so I assumed. Except she didn't. A couple seconds later, I heard muffled sounds, then her voice again. Only she wasn't talking to me. She must have set her phone on the table without ending the call. I froze, listening confused. The background noise sounded like dishes clinking, faint chatter, almost like a restaurant. Then her tone changed, downright flirtatious. My name never came up. Instead, she was addressing someone else with words like sweetheart, giggling about how he's so clueless. My blood chilled. I was stunned motionless. Phone pressed to my ear in disbelief. She was telling this person they looked great tonight, joking about how they needed to do this more often. My heart hammered. This wasn't just casual banter. It was intimate, the kind of talk reserved for someone you're romantically or physically involved with. I felt a swirl of confusion and anger. Mia was on a date, right now while forgetting to enter call with me. I quickly hit the record button on my phone's second device, a habit from years back when I sometimes recorded phone meetings. My shaky fingers fumbled, but I managed to capture her conversation. She teased him about ordering dessert, teased him about how I, her dense boyfriend, never suspected anything. That final bar was a knife to the gut. The smug way she said it revealed how long this had been going on behind my back. Then I caught a snippet. "This new bistro is amazing. Thanks for taking me here." Bingo! The new bistro around the corner from our place was fairly upscale. I had never taken her there. Mia had told me it was too pricey to bother. Now she was there with him. My shock ignited into fury. If she wanted to keep secrets, she should have ended the call. Slamming my laptop shut, I rushed out of my office. Coworkers gave me curious glances, but I didn't stop. My mind roared with betrayal and adrenaline. I drove with trembling hands straight to the bistro, ignoring the possibility that this could end in public humiliation. If she was brazen enough to cheat on me in broad daylight, so be it. Arriving at the restaurant, I spotted her car in the lot. My pulse quickened. I clutched my phone, still recording. My thoughts spun. Should I barge in or observe first? But there wasn't time for subtlety. I marched inside, scanning the chic interior for that all-too-familiar face. My heart hammered, and then I saw her, seated at a corner table, leaning in close to a guy with a designer shirt and an arrogant grin. Mia, laughing like this was the time of her life. My feet carried me straight to their table before I even decided what to say. She was mid-laugh when she finally noticed me looming over them. Her eyes went huge, color draining from her cheeks. Her date glanced up, confused. I had no illusions about how insane I must have appeared. Eyes blazing, fists clenched by my sides. For a second, we just stared at each other. Then I broke the silence, voice low and trembling with anger. "Enjoying the date," she stammered. "What are you doing here?" Her date tried to muster some bravado. "Dude, calm down. This is a private conversation." That lit my fury. "Private? Are you kidding me?" I glared at Mia. "You forgot to hang up the phone. You know, I heard everything." Her face contorted with shock, then shame, then a flicker of defiance. "This isn't what it looks like," she said lamely. I barked a bitter laugh. "Oh, so you weren't just calling me clueless while you planned your next hookup with him?" The restaurant surrounding tables quieted, guests sensing the drama. Her date stiffened, presumably worried I'd cause a scene. A manager hovered near the bar, uncertain whether to intervene. She tried damage control. "It's not that. We're just friends." It was a joke. Pathetic. I whipped out my phone, pressing play on the brief snippet I'd recorded. Her flirtatious words spilled out. "He's so clueless, but it's fine. This place is so romantic I can't wait to do more than just dinner." The color drained from her face again. She realized I had undeniable evidence. Her date, that arrogant grin wiped clean, quickly shoved back his chair. I didn't know she had a boyfriend, he muttered, sounding uneasy. Probably lies, but I didn't care. I don't want trouble, he added, backing away from the table. He left her there, effectively ditching her in the middle of this meltdown. Now alone, she looked around, humiliated. She hissed, "Can we not do this in front of everyone?" I snorted. "Maybe you should have thought about that before planning your cheating spree in public." She tried to reach for my arm, tears springing to her eyes. "I messed up, okay? I was lonely. You've been so busy." I yanked away, voice dropping low. "Lonely? So you jump into a date with him? Spare me the excuses." People nearby pretended not to listen, but they clearly caught every heated word. Mia swallowed hard, tears now streaming. She tried to cling to my shirt. "Let's just go home, talk about it." My rage boiled. "We have no home. You made sure of that the moment you started flirting with someone else." She whimpered, "Please, I love you." "No, you love the idea of me being too naive to notice." But guess what I noticed? I stepped back, raising my phone slightly. "I'm done. We're done." She tried to salvage it. "It was a mistake. I never intended." I cut her off. "Don't lie, you planned this date. You called me clueless. That's more than a mistake. That's betrayal." Her tears streaked her cheeks as I turned to leave, heart pounding, adrenaline coursing. "Wait, don't go," she yelled after me, but I was already heading for the door, ignoring the stunned onlookers. The drive back to our shared apartment felt surreal. I realized she had a key, had clothes in my closet, personal items scattered across our place. The thought of facing her again, under the same roof, turned my stomach. She tried calling me multiple times, but I let it ring. Eventually, I parked outside and remained inside the car for an hour. I needed some time alone, mustering the will to enter. Part of me hoped she'd be gone, but of course, she was there, perched on the couch, tears streaked. She stood the moment I walked in. "Please let me explain," she whispered. "Don't you want to at least hear why I did it?" My voice came out hollow. "A reason? You cheated. You lied. You ridiculed me." She wrung her hands. "I was feeling neglected. You've been working late. You hardly take me out." I craved excitement. My jaw set. "So you talked to me about it like an adult. Instead, you found your excitement in someone else's arms. Someone you boasted about right in my ear." She wept, insisted she was confused, that it was only a fling. "It didn't mean anything," she claimed. I laughed bitterly, reminded her of how she'd belittled me on that call. "If that's how you act for meaningless things, I'd hate to see you with actual feelings." She whimpered, "I never wanted to hurt you." I snapped, "But you did. This is over. I can't trust you again." Her eyes flared with desperation. "We can fix this. I'll block him. I'll do anything." I shook my head. "No, we're done." I grabbed a duffel bag, started tossing the inessentials, my personal documents, electronics, anything I didn't want her rummaging through. She trailed after me, sobbing, "Don't leave. This is your place too." I paused, turning on her. "You might as well keep it for tonight, but I'll be gone. By the weekend, I expect you out permanently." She squeaked in indignation. "Why me? You can't just throw me out on the street." I fixed her with a hard stare. "I can and I will. We're not married. The lease is in my name. I'm not obligated to keep a cheater under my roof." She changed tactics, anger surfacing. "You'll regret this. I'll tell people you were controlling, that you're the reason I stepped out." I shrugged. "Go ahead. I have recorded proof of your cheating, remember? Let's see who regrets what." Her eyes flicked with fear, aware I had the audio from her phone fiasco. Storming past her, I loaded my bag into my car. "If you have any sense, you'll be gone by tomorrow. Otherwise, I might get a restraining order." She shot me a furious look, but tears returned. She sat down, face in her hands. I forced myself to walk away, ignoring the pang in my chest. Despite my anger, we had built memories together. But those memories were overshadowed by betrayal. That night, I slept in a friend's spare bedroom, unsettled and raw, but certain I'd done the right thing. The next morning, I started taking steps, changed my phone passwords, canceled her secondary card on my bank account. Enough was enough. She had no place in my life now, not after using me as a fallback while dating someone else. But little did I know, she wasn't done with her manipulative attempts. Over the next few days, my phone lit up with messages from Mia. She oscillated between begging and lashing out. Please come back. I'll fix everything. In one text. Then, you're a heartless jerk in the next. I blocked her on social media, but she found ways to contact me via new accounts. She tried guilt-tripping me, claiming she had nowhere to go, that her family lived too far, that I was punishing her for a small mistake. Each message fueled my resolve to stay away. One evening, Mia showed up at my workplace, waiting by the parking lot. The moment I stepped out, she rushed over, tears in her eyes. We need to talk. My co-workers glanced over, sensing drama. I kept my voice low. There's nothing to discuss. You cheated. It's over. She attempted a big public meltdown, sobbing that I was throwing away our future over one slip-up. I refused to budge. I told her, I have the recording. This wasn't a random slip. It was premeditated. You called me clueless, remember? She cringed, probably recalling how humiliating it was that I overheard. She threatened to scream I'd hit her. But I realized people were watching. Another manipulative play. I stepped back, hands raised. Try it. People can see I'm not touching you. She fumed, eventually stomping off. Days turned into a week. She finally cleared out of my apartment, leaving a note on the table. I hope you realize how much you hurt me by not giving me another chance. My laugh was humorless. She hurt me, yet twisted it, so I was to blame for not forgiving her swiftly. Classic entitlement. Mia made one final gambit, contacting some mutual friends, spinning a tale of me being distant, that she slipped up because she felt unloved. She asked them to mediate, to push me to talk things out. But these friends knew me well. Once they heard the recorded snippet or simply recognized the level of deception, they took my side or stayed neutral. She'd lost the moral high ground. At last, the storm calmed. Mia retreated from my life, presumably scouring for a new place or new victim. My heartbreak gradually gave way to relief. I dodged a bullet. Someone who could betray me so easily wasn't worth the tears. In a twisted sense, I found closure in her phone error. Without it, I might never have known. She would have continued that affair behind my back. Her carelessness saved me from more heartbreak down the line. Today, I stand alone in my reclaimed apartment, bedding changed, new locks on the door, slowly healing. I keep minimal reminders of her. Friends ask how I'm doing. I say, better than ever, and I mean it. She might sulk around telling her sob story, but the truth is clear. She broke my trust, and there's no going back. Thank you so much for listening to my story. If you have any thoughts, I'd love to hear them, so please leave a comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more stories like this one.